Well, so what's going on? So do you know, and we'll start with Days for a moment and
Okay.
go.
Okay,
Now,
great.
the Joe Devil is there. The Joe Devil. So Joe Devil is the character who's now possessed by the devil on Days
Okay.
because Satan's been all over Salem again.
Okay.
Marlena was possessed again after decades later. Was
Yes.
possessed.
Right. Right.
And then Johnny Demira, Satan went into Johnny. So
Who's Johnny?
Johnny is EJ and Sammy's son.
Who's the actor?
Carson Boatman.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
So Carson Boatman has now all of a sudden, he was in the room when Marlena was being exorcised.
Oh, and it just jumped?
And it jumped into them, but we didn't realize it jumped into him till one day he was wearing a red suit in the mirror on New Year's Eve. And then his eyes turned yellow.
Okay.
And then so
that's how you know.
That's how you know you have yellow things in your eyes, and you're like, oh, you're Satan.
Didn't correct me if I'm wrong, but at when Lucifer was on NBC, weren't they in the same building?
I think so.
Yes.
Well,
so maybe it jumped from
Lucifer
into Days. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what's going on there.
That's going on.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we have another thing where Sarah, she was locked away, and everybody thought she was dead, but she got drug induced and now believes she's the character of Renee Dumont from 1984. So she thinks she's somebody else because she read a book from a diary of Renee Dumont. So now she believes she is Renee Dumont. So on Days of Our Lives, we have, drug induced hallucinogenic personalities and the devil.
Okay.
I've always appreciated that. I Days, so I feel like soaps have always been like having these kind of storylines that kind of push the limits of believability and whatnot. And I like our show sometimes does stuff that is like, oh man, that's a little over the top. But like what I love about over there, they kind of just, they're like, yeah, that's what
they go for it. Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah, it's like Ron Carlivati, Jamie Giddens. They have the history, they have the camp.
Yeah,
they bring that to the show, which sets it kind of different, obviously, right, than the landscape of the other shows. Right?
Well, and I wonder, and we should, I don't know, we would be fun to talk to Ron at some point because he wrote for, obviously, this is his third head writing job, from One Life to GH to Days.
Days, yeah.
And like I wonder if you sit in that chair at Days, you're like, all right, I got this at my back. I can do this. I possession. Let's go. Like I wonder, like you're working with a different set of tools there, which is cool.
Absolutely. And then and so there's that.
Okay.
Beautiful has been, everybody's infuriated with the story, but yet you can't not watch it.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Because and also I think 19 minutes of not watching, of being infuriated, is different than an hour of being
for sure.
That's true.
For sure.
That's true.
For sure.
That's true.
It's a little more tolerable. Yes. You're right.
So Brooke, Catherine Kelly Lang, right?
Yeah.
So Sheila had it out. Kimberlyn Brown came back to the show as Evil Sheila, and she had it out for Brooke. Brooke's an alcoholic. So basically what happened is on New Year's Eve, to get back at her, she switched the non-alcoholic champagne for the alcoholic champagne.
Ooh, dangerous.
Snap.
Labels. And meanwhile, Brooke's not realizing what she's drinking, and gets completely schnockered. And then she's drunk and doesn't realize she's drunk and been drinking real champagne. And then Sean Kanan is now back on that show. As
Deacon. Yeah.
So he comes in on New Year's Eve, and he's got this thing for Brooke, and they share a drunken kiss on New Year's Eve. And then he ends up in her bed, but they're fully like nothing happened. But all this got around to the point where now it ruined her marriage to Ridge. Sheila was triumphant in her plan. Krista Allen is now the new Taylor, used to be Hunter Tylo. Now they're putting those two back together.
Right.
And Thomas, who you're looking at.
I couldn't be more excited right now, Michael.
You're like, okay.
This is great.
And Thomas, who's the son of Ridge and Taylor, found out that Sheila did switch the alcohol thing.
Okay, so
but instead of telling anybody. He's keeping it a secret in order to keep his parents together.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
if I said this to somebody at a party, they would literally throw me out the door and think this guy's.
No, I love
Yes.
this is
Yes.
great.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.